So let's continue, and first of all let me fix an embarrassing thing that I've done, which will define in the state. I use braces instead of square brackets, so let me just remove those. Okay, that was bad from me. Okay, I didn't notice. It's nothing like major. I didn't notice. You probably noticed it and fixed it yourself, so let me just do it. Don't shame me for forgetting or not paying attention sometimes. Okay, so like this, and now everything is fine. The validation is working here, right here. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the second form. So this one doesn't need any validation. Then we're gonna go to 2, which is this one. So we need to validate the code. So they're gonna go to the components code verification, and then let's define validate schema, and let's call it validate. Okay, validate code. Let me import yap, import all yap from yap. Okay, and then let me take the validate code and then define the function. This is going to be a yap object from braces, call code, and let's continue. So yap dot string, that's the first thing. Then we're going to go and define required. So code is required. Also, it's going to be, we're going to define this in the backend, that it's going to be, the code generated is going to be 5 characters. So we're going to define a minimum to be 5 characters, and then we're going to go code must be 5 characters. Okay, and also define a maximum, which is going to be 5. So we're only going to allow 5. So let's see if this is working. If we didn't do anything, it's going to be code required. Also, let me refresh. Also, this is applicable when you click on continue. Okay, that's the beauty of it, and using Formic. So now let's try and use less than 5. It's going to be a problem. Use more than 5 is going to be a problem. But when you only use 5, it's cool. There is no problem. Okay, so let's also go back right here. Let me close this. Okay, this is not even the backend, and we did a lot of work. Okay, so it's still a lot of work to do. Let's go to 3 now. And let's see right here, this is like for the password and the verification. Okay, and we've done this before, so let's go to the form. It's gonna be in the change password, and then right here validate schema, let's call it validate password. Okay, copy that. First of all, let me import yap again. Okay, and then go back right here, which is gonna be yap object, and then it's gonna be, let me just get them, we've done this before, the password, and go back to the let me just remember, login. Okay, register form. Let's go up here, let me just see what is it. So this is the password. Okay, let me just take that, let me close that and paste it right here. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the other variable, which is conf password yap dot string. Okay, so this is all gonna be required and all the other stuff, but simply it's just gonna be compatible to the other. So it doesn't matter what we do right here, it just simply is gonna match the other one right here. Okay, so let me just see what I've done. There's like 2 ways to do it, by using a test function, or you just simply compare it with the one of. Okay, so let me just see how I've done it. So first of all, we're gonna need required, which is necessary. I thought it's not, so let's go confirm your password. Okay, and then we're gonna use one of to make sure that it's the same used as the password. So dot one of. Okay, like this. And then right here we're gonna open square brackets, and right here we're just gonna reference the elements or the variable that we want. So yap dot reference, and then we're gonna go password like this. Okay, and then right here the message, so passwords must match. Okay, like that. So now let's try. So confirm. Don't worry, we get these problems again with the CSS, but don't worry, this is just part of the things we go through it. Okay, don't be a quitter, and every problem you go through, we're just gonna fix it. Okay, don't worry about it. Let's go now to the small screen, so at least we can see the messages right here. So this is like to make sure everything is required, and then when we write something in the password, we're gonna make it a password. For now I'm showing it so you can see it. Okay, so if we try and continue, you're gonna see confirm your password. We type something that is not the same, and you're gonna see passwords must match. And if you type the right ones, and then it's gonna be no problem right here. Okay, so this is the way that we've done it. So first of all, let me make those password, so they are actually password like this. So now everything is fine. So let's continue fixing the problems we have. So for the continue right here is a bit outside, so let me fix that. So the way that I'm gonna do it is actually pretty simple. I'm just gonna go to the styles and then go to max width 350 and then make this like 40. Okay, and that's for the small screen, which is one. Let me just add importance. Okay, now it's valid, so everything is fine. Let me see with the other components. Let me just go to the index and change to 0 how it's gonna look. Okay, it's still fine. 2, okay, 3 is fine. Okay, let's go back to the size. So now one of the things also that when you click right here, we're gonna get this error right here, and then we're gonna get this error this way. Okay, so this is actually, I think this is pretty simple to fix. We just can go to the reset form on this div. Okay, and this fit content that we have right here, we can just add important to it and it's gonna work. Or maybe, you know what, we can just add it in the whole new div outside. So let me just search for it, because it's gonna be valid for everything. Let me just go and search for it. Okay, this one, and then the height is gonna be fit content and then important. Okay, now you see. All right, so it works with everything. Okay, that's the first thing. So the smaller screen is everything is fine, but as you go right here, okay, it's still fine. And then where is it? Okay, so it starts a problem, maybe in 850. I believe in 850. Let me just go down. Okay, so it starts in 850. So we're gonna go to the 850 right here. Let me see. Where is it? There's one here, and we're gonna start working this, because in the large screen it's gonna be fine. Okay, we're just gonna have like a padding for them, or maybe add like a space between them, but for this there is a problem. Okay, so let's work on it. So this is also not gonna be hard. Just gotta remember, when we used to position these elements of the input here after the input, we used to pass the property bottom. Okay, we've done this before. So that's simply going to allow us to know that this element should be after the input itself. So we can go back now to the login input and go back down right here. Okay, let me also add another query that we're going to need, because this problem, it only happens between 850 and 1050. Okay, let me just call it like this, and we're going to make this view 1050. Okay, and right here 1050 pixels. Okay, so the problem only happened between them. So we can go to the second element after the input, which is this one. That means for the input of the error after the input. Okay, so we just after this, or before this, we're just gonna make sure that we are on desktop view, that we are at least 850 and also less than 1050. So that means the view 10.3. Let me just go back here. This is not gonna be minimum, it's gonna be maximum, so it's gonna be between them. Okay, so when we have that, let me just go back right here, and also the field dot name is equal to the conf password. Okay, which is the name of that input. This time that means that we are having all the structure that we need. So simply right now we can simply add another div, else this is continues normally. Okay, and that's what's going to create a problem, because this is the thing that we're going to trace. Okay, so let me add input error first, like this, so we know they have the same styles before, and we're gonna add our size. So let's call it conf password error. Okay, and we can take that, copy that, go back to the size. Let me go right here before the queries. Okay, like this, and then here we're gonna do something. So first of all, transform, and then we're gonna translate it in Y, and then we're gonna just push it 62 pixels. Okay, like this, and this is gonna be important because we want to push it under the elements. Okay, and then we're gonna take the same div, and then we're gonna select the arrow right here, which is this one. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just look for it. So we see the name, it's called error arrow left. We're gonna take that. Okay, go back down right here. We're gonna select that simply and transform. And first of all, we're gonna rotate it to change it to the other side by using 180 degrees. So that's how we rotate it. Okay, and then we're gonna transform it, and then we're gonna translate it to Y. At this time is gonna be 65 pixels. Okay, 65 pixels now is gonna push it up, not down, because now we rotate it. Okay, so that's different. So now it's gonna go up. Okay, and that's finished. So that's simply what we needed to do. So also the same way we've done it, we can go back right here and work on it for the first one, which is the error before the input when we have this element. So let's make sure that we have it. So first of all, we're gonna make sure that we are between the viewports that we had. I think this is explained very beautifully. I think you understand this. And then field.name is equal password. Okay, then we're gonna have an error, else, not the error, at the class name, and then else we continue normally. Okay, so let me just get all the properties that we had before. Okay, like this. Let's see. So this is normally how it is. Then you're gonna add a new class name. Let's call it, for example, error res password. Okay, let me take that, go back to the size. Simply we're gonna do similar things. So right here, first of all, gonna be transform, and then translate y simply, and then we're gonna push it back, you know, a bit. So it's gonna be minus 16 pixels. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we need to add important to our effects. Okay, like this. And then we're gonna go and select that arrow, which is simply gonna be the same one, the same name right here. Okay, and then we're gonna set transform and then translate it y. Okay, and then we're gonna push it this time, and we're gonna push it 19 pixels. Okay, and if it didn't, it did, accepted, and it did changes rightfully so. So this is how we did it. It's actually not that hard. So now let me go back to the smallest of screens. This is how it's gonna look, and then as you go larger, let me just show you. This is all fine. Okay, right here, this is beautifully made. Okay, so also you can like just make sure that when you're on a larger screen, you can just make a, you know, like a space between those two. So this is actually not hard, so let's do it. So simply just go back to the size. Okay, and then we're gonna go look for the form itself. Okay, this one, and then we're gonna add a row gap. And a gap is simply when you have like display flicks, all the elements inside, you can add like a gap between them or a space between them, and the row is the difference between the columns. Okay, so from up to down, this is the difference. Let's add 10 pixels between the elements. Okay, and that's gonna space them out as you see. Okay, but to make sure that they are all already separated, you have to do like a large value, and we don't want to do that. That just doesn't look good. Okay, we can just select the div or the div name after that screen. Okay, which is this one, input your desktop. So let me take that, go back down right here. Let me just close this. Let me also close this, sorry. And then go back right here, and simply now we're gonna go down right here and then add media, and then when the minimum width is 1050 pixels, right here we're gonna select the form. So reset form, and then select that div, and right here we're just gonna simply make changes. Okay, the width, for example, to be 320 pixels. Okay, just to make sure that it's actually separated. So let me just go right here and actually do 1050, so we know what the minimum width should be, so it doesn't over, you know, take each other. Let me just see. Let me just put this a bit. Now 1050, like this. Okay, so we can see actually. So let me just click continue, and this is the problem that we have. Let me just pass it, and starting from now, okay, this, so that's the minimum width 1050. Right here, what's width should be, we add it to be 320. Then the left must be changed, for example 95%. Okay, and minus, sorry, or maybe minus 92. Okay, I think this is all right. So is this actually the way to do it? It wasn't that hard. Let me just now go to the smallest of screens. So everything is fine. As you go larger, okay, everything looks fine. Everything looks fine.